Good afternoon. Today's class we are going to discuss about unification of Italy. So, how the Italy it was unified, especially under the leadership of King Emmanuel II. So, let us discuss about the unification of Italy. See, like Germany only, Italy also too had a long history of political fragmentation. Italy also, like the German country. So it also had a long history of political fragmentation. See, Italians were scattered over several dynastic states. There were so many dynastic states, as well as the multinational Habsburg Empire, as well as the multinational Habsburg Empire also. See, during the middle of the 19th century, the complete Italy was divided into seven states. Are you getting now? So, in the middle of the 19th century, middle of the 19th century, Italy it was divided into seven states. See, that shows that how Italy it was under the control of the different rulers. See, in which out of seven states, so the only one, especially the Sardinia Piedmont, that was under the control of Italian princely house. ಇಟಾಲಿ ರಾಜಮನೆತನದ ಹಿಡಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸರ್ಡಿನಿಯಾ ಪೀಡ್ಮಾಂಟ್. So only Sardinia Piedmont during the mid of the 19th century. So already it was divided into seven states. So the out of seven states, the Sardinia Piedmont it was under the control of Italian princely state. Italian princely state. Are you getting these students? So out of seven states, the only one area, I mean the region or the state which was under the control of Italian princely state ಅಥವಾ Italian ರಾಜಮನೆತನದ ಸೊ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಏಕೈಕ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸರ್ಡಿನಿಯಾ ಪಿಡ್ಮಾಂಟ್. ಸಿ the north was under the Austrian Habsburg. The north side of the Italy it was under the control of so the north region so it was the under the control of Austrian Habsburg Empire. Austrian so the north of the Italy it was under the control of Austrian Habsburg Empire. And the same day students here the center region, the center of the Italian state. So it was actually ruled by Pope, the central Italian. So ruled by Pope. Understood now? The central of the Italian states, the regions were under the control of the Pope, was the religious head of the Christianity. And also, dear students, the southern regions, so that were under the control of Bourbon kings of the Spain. The southern part under the control of Bourbon kings of Spain. Getting now? So the southern regions were under the domination or under the control of the Bourbon kings of Spain. So this is what how the Italy it was politically fragmented into different states. So especially there were seven dynastic states. The entire Italy it was divided into different seven. So in which the only one region it was under the control of the Italian princely house or Italian princely house. Italian ರಾಜಮನೆತನಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದವರದು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಡಿನಿಯಾ ಪಿಡ್ಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅವರ ಅಧೀನದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. Then the other parts, the north of the region, it was under the control of Austrian Habsburg Empire, and the central area, the central regions were under the control of a Pope, was the superior head of the Christian religion, and the same, the southern part of the regions were under the control of the Bourbon kings of Spain. So, even the Italian language had acquired one common form and still had many regional and local variations. So, the Italian language had not acquired one common form. Italian language also, it was spoke in a different part of the Italy. There we can see the lot of variations. So, there were many regional and local variations we can observe. So this is what the situation during middle of the 19th century in Italy. So afterwards, during the 1830, we all of you knows that Joseph Mazzini, one who was the revolutionary activist, so had sought to put together a coherent program, especially for a unitary Italian republic. He was actually born in Geneva in 1804, and he was became the member of secret society which was called as the Carbonari. And afterwards, he had also formed a secret society, two more secret society, Young Italy and Young Europe. See, through these secret societies, so he was tried to dissemination of his goal. He was tried to reach his goal through these secret societies. So that's what already we learned in the previous session. One of the Austrian Chancellor, Duke Metternich, was described Joseph Mazzini as the most dangerous social enemy of the social order. So, most dangerous enemy of this social order anteli Duke Metternich was described about Joseph Mazzini. Then we can understand the role of the Joseph Mazzini in unification of Italy and how he was spread the revolutionary ideas which were completely based on the democratic and republic principles through not only in the Italy, even throughout the European countries. So now after that what happened? The failure of revolutionary upsprings both in 1831 and 1848 meant that the mantle now fell on Sardinia Piedmont under its ruler King Victor Emmanuel II. So he was tried to unify the entire Italian states through war. Now what happened? So the revolutionary, even though, so the failure of revolutionary upsprings in 1831 and as well as in 1848, that was meant that the mantle now fell on. The mantle now fell on means so the responsibility that's a fell on the Italian state, especially to unify the entire Italy that goes to so on the shoulder of King Victor Emmanuel II. So actually King Victor Emmanuel he was unified the Italian states through war. In the eyes of the ruling elites of this region, a unified Italy offered them the possibility of economic development and political dominance. Economic development and political dominance are getting now. So here the role of the King Victor Emmanuel II, so was played a vital role because he was through war unified the entire Italy. Understood now. So when the revolutionary upsprings were failed both in 1831 and 1848. So now under the leadership of King Victor Emmanuel II, through war, so he was tried to unify the entire Italy. Now, the role of the his chief minister, Count Cavour, was called as the Count Cavour. See, King Victor Emmanuel II was the king of the Sardinia Piedmont. Understood now? So, his chief minister, Count Cavour. So, he was led the movement to unify the regions of Italy in a different way. The chief minister was actually under the leadership of King Victor Emmanuel II. So, Count Cavour was led the movement to unify the regions of Italy, was neither a revolutionary nor a democrat. In a different way. So, like many other educated members of the Italian elite, he spoke French much better than he did Italian. He spoke French also much better than he did Italian. Through a tactful diplomatic alliance. What he was followed? The diplomatic policy towards the different regions to unify the entire Italy. So he was actually followed a tactful diplomatic alliance with France was engineered by the Cavour. So even with the France also he was actually so tactful diplomatic alliance through he was tried to make. So Sardinia Piedmont succeeded in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859. The Sardinia Piedmont so actually Sardinia Piedmont taken the leadership of this process of unification. So under the leadership of King Victor Emmanuel and the role of the Joseph Mazzini also emerged. So here Sardinia Piedmont so succeeded in defeating succeeded in defeating the Austrian force in 1859. Austrian force ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ 1859. So the Austrian force were defeated by the Sardinia Piedmont. Then, apart from regular troops, a large number of armed volunteers under the leadership of Joseph Garibaldi, so was the another important character in this process of unification. So, Joseph Garibaldi. So Joseph Garibaldi, he was joined the fray. There were so many, so there were the common force along with the common military force. So there were so many. The volunteers, they were joined and they were extended their support to the King Victor Emmanuel or Sardinia Piedmont to unify the Italy. So one such a person, the same. So Joseph Garibaldi. So Joseph Garibaldi joined the fray. In 1860, they marched into South Italy and the kingdom of the two Sicilies and succeeded in winning the support of the local peasants also in order to drive out the Spanish rulers. Spanish rulerನ ಕಿತ್ ಒಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಇವನ್ ಸಹ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಪೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸಹ ಅವರು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. Then finally, dear students, in 1861, King Victor Emmanuel, he was proclaimed king of unified Italy. So when he was proclaimed, so in 1861, Victor Emmanuel II, he was proclaimed king of united Italy. So however, dear students, even though the much of the population, especially the Italian population among whom rates of illiteracy were very high, remained blissfully, then unaware of liberal nationalist ideology, the peasant Moses, who had supported Garibaldi in southern Italy against the Spanish rulers, and Italy had never heard of Italia. So, and they were believed that La Talia, who she was Victor Emmanuel's wife, that doesn't know even the name Italia. So they knows the uneducated people, the poor class, I mean the peasant class people. So they in the southern part of the Italy, those who are extended their support to Garibaldi, because Garibaldi extended its support to the King Victor Emmanuel in this unification process. So they never heard of Italia. So they believed that La Talia. La Talia actually this was the name of King Victor Emmanuel's wife. So in this way, dear students, so how the Italy, it was politically fragmented into different. So how it was under the leadership of Victor Emmanuel II and Count Cavour with the help of the Garibaldi. So how they were united the entire Italy, that we came to know that. So finally, in 1861, King Victor Emmanuel was proclaimed as the King of United Italy. The next class we are going to discuss about the strange case of Britain. The strange case of Britain. About that next class we are going to discuss. Thank you. Have a nice day.